Greatness shows up after you're tired. Let's say it one more time, man. Greatness shows up after you're tired, not when you're tired. And breakthroughs don't happen until you reach your breaking point. Been there many times, man, at that place I didn't want to go on, and I realized that strength can't develop until your strength is gone. You got to keep pushing, because character and courage is developed or lost when you decide to keep going or to give up. You see, that's the point. You got to stop, and you got to realize that's your breakthrough coming right there, because when others that are around you won't, you will be the one that goes ahead. Somebody has to step up and go a little bit farther. Is that somebody you? How many says that's me? I want to go a little farther. Welcome to our show, Furthermore, where you're going to find education, motivation, and inspiration. I'm Dr. Mark.
And I'm Dr. Michelle, and we are here to push you and encourage you to go a little bit further in all aspects of your life, to do and become more than you ever thought possible.
Education is the key. Information is king, but wisdom will always remain supreme. So prepare yourself for the latest news and hottest headlines.
Truth bombs, amazing guests, relevant and impactful information, and life-changing plans. You are being prepared for the best days of your lives.
So buckle those seatbelts and put those tray tables in the upright position and prepare for the best journey of your life.
Right here, right now.
On Furthermore. Welcome, folks. We are really pumped up and excited to be with you. Thank you so much for always allowing us the opportunity to push you and encourage you to go a little bit further in all aspects of your life. When we play that intro of the show, it motivates us to get out there and want to give it more every day. And we feel an incredible responsibility and opportunity to give you everything we got, to pour into you so that you have plenty to pour into other people. It's all about what you put into it is what you're going to get out from it. Folks, this is a big deal. We've got to do a little bit more in our life. We cannot set our bar low. We cannot be average. We were made to be awesome.
We were, and to have hope, health, and enjoy our freedom. So we're here to show you how you can have a little bit more energy.
So the last time we were with you, we talked about this idea of more energy. You know, we want to be able to do what we want to do, how we want to do it, and have the energy and the vitality and the wherewithal to do that with the full vigor that is possible in all of us. Folks, many times people come to us, and it's not the minority, it's the majority of people come to us and they say, I need some more energy.
I'm tired, I'm fatigued. What do I do? How do I keep going?
The interesting thing about that is, where does energy come from? We want to think it comes from a cookie or a ding dong or a ho-ho or a donut or a can of Coke. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of energy that comes, but it's a false energy. It's a faux energy. So we don't want no faux energy. We want some true energy.
So as you're seeing here, energy comes from the mitochondria all the way down at the cellular level. And mitochondria are actually turning your food into this product called energy. It takes proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, and it cranks them through stage 1. That's a stage called glycolysis, and it cranks it into this thing called the citric acid cycle, which is stage 2. Once it completes stage 2, now it goes down into stage 3, which is the electron transport chain. And far to the left there, you see that molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate, being formed, also known as energy. Now, what I want you to note on this slide here is how important nutrients are. We have a tendency to pass off nutrition as if it doesn't matter, but look there, B1, B2, B3, B5, lipoate, coenzyme Q10, I see manganese, magnesium. There is just an overabundant amount of nutrients and even amino acids, proteins, that are necessary to drive this process of making energy.
We do need more energy. The interesting thing about energy is it really fuels our systems. All systems that we have require energy to operate. Yeah, we want to walk, want to run, want to exercise, want to get outside, want to enjoy things, want to enjoy our family. Folks, you can't do that without energy. But moreover, your system doesn't operate without energy, and energy cannot be created by some kind of pill, some kind of drug, or even an exercise plan. No. Energy is created on the cellular level when we get nutrients absorbed and assimilated correctly. And that requires us being aware of the greatest exercise we should be doing, which is these things called fork curls with a little bit of salads on the end and some vegetables.
Yes, nutrient-dense food that is going to provide the nutrients necessary for the powerhouses of the cell called the mitochondria, which is where energy is made.
It's interesting, you guys have heard about our product we manufactured called Kingdom Fuel, which is really interesting because it has in it everything we need to make energy and make this crank turn out this ATP. And you can see it right there. You can get your Kingdom Fuel. Kingdom Fuel equals energy. Go to Sherwood.tv/fuel. But you could also think Sherwood.tv/fuel. I can have energy. If you want energy, use that appropriately and get that in your system. It's amazing how easy it is when you put the right things in, the right things come out. It's like input predicts output. If you put in junk, you're going to get out what?
Junk.
Yeah, you put in, well, I'll just say it. I guess I can say crap. Can I say crap?
Well, you wouldn't put sugar in the engine of your car or your car gas tank. You wouldn't get down the block very far. You'd be walking. So why are we putting garbage in these human bodies? We're not a human garbage disposal. This is a human temple.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So if we can go back to that diagram one more time, I want us to see that. It's a 1, 2, 3 approach. 1, we have to digest and assimilate there on the left. If we don't digest and assimilate, actually that whole system gets thrown off when we eat garbage. Your digestion and assimilation won't work. So if you eat garbage, you can forget getting to stage 2 and stage 3. So it really boils down to kind of what you put in your pie hole, which is your mouth. And make sure that you don't put pie in there on a routine basis, but you put good energy in there on a routine basis, which is going to be good food, nutrient-dense foods, not calories that are actually based upon calories and non-nutritious foods, but nutrients that are based upon high quality nutrient containing foods. And so it's that 1, 2, 3 approach. And when we get that ATP produced in sufficiency, our system will run with excellency.
Yeah. So the new pie is Kingdom Fuel.
Love it. Put some Kingdom Fuel and let it become the new pie in your pie hole. There you go. What about that?
Yeah. I had a friend today that went to a blood drive and he's like, why is it so busy here? Why is it so busy? They were giving away free pies. And I said, well, I have a solution for that. Next year, we're going to supply Kingdom Fuel. You
know what they were creating at that blood drive? Diabetics. I don't understand why they do that. Let's go ahead and get my blood, get it all sugared up, and then go give it to somebody else. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? No. We need some truth, don't we?
Truth bombs.
It's time. Truth bombs time. It's time for the truth bomb right now. We'll be right back after this. Drugs, and more drugs. Everywhere you turn, you hear about drugs. You hear about them during your favorite television show, sporting event, or even interrupting any broadcast for that matter. The repetitive frequency of this marketing propaganda makes one wonder if we were actually born with drug deficiencies. Good news is we're not. No one is born with a drug or vaccine deficiency. We develop nutrient deficiencies because we don't consume real food, which does lead to disease processes. Instead of looking for a pill for an ill, we should start looking for what may be missing in our nutritional intake. Listen, the standard American diet kills. How about making better decisions about what we consume? Here's to having a salad. This is not just another protein powder.
This is Kingdom Fuel, and it's so much more. The complete nutritional shake mix with our unique balance of clean protein, vitamins, minerals, and more.
So, fuel your life, your health, and enjoy peace of mind at Sherwood.tv/fuel.
We're back.
Every so
Yeah.
often, we want to talk to you about the idea of the lifestyle principles that we sort of guide all of our patient base to. And there's 7 principles that we're always going to walk people through on a routine basis. And these 7 principles are critically important that we hit all of these 7 because it creates the complete picture of the way we can optimize the functionality of the human being.
Well, and there's 4 that you have direct control over. Number 1, that's what you put at the end of your fork. That's nutrition.
Fork curls.
Yeah, fork curls. Or filling your pie hole with something like Kingdom Fuel instead of with a shaker instead of something else. Then sleep. We have to get better sleep so we wake up recovered. Stress management. Boy, are we stressed out today or what? We have to learn to manage stress better, even if we just simply take a 1-minute pause break every day and breathe. And then, of course, we have to move. Got to get some form of exercise so we get blood, oxygen, and nutrients to our tissue. Also, the 3 things that we don't have direct control over are genes, not our blue genes, but the genes, the genetic material that we were born with.
Well, you do have control over what type of blue jeans you get.
You do, Levi's. So what else?
You get black jeans, you get white jeans, red jeans. I've seen you wear some red
jeans,
stuff.
Green jeans.
Green jeans. I don't think that's really a good color. Just saying.
Pink.
I got you way off course, didn't I?
No. Well, not only do we need to understand DNA, how to modulate our DNA, we have to understand hormone balance. This thing called peptides. Boy, the understanding peptides can really do a body good.
Here's a little bit of background.
In order to understand peptide bonds, let's cover a few key concepts. Proteins are a primary building block of life. A protein is a compound made of small carbon compounds called amino acids. Several covalent bonds called peptide bonds join amino acids together to form proteins. A peptide bond forms between the amino acid group of one amino acid and the carboxyl group of another. In this example, the acid group of glycine joins with the amino group of alanine. The result is glycosalanine. The acid group of glycine loses an atom of hydrogen and an atom of oxygen. The amino group of alanine loses an atom of hydrogen. These atoms combine to form a water molecule. More peptide bonds can form in the same way, creating a chain of amino acids called a polypeptide. Polypeptides are essential to human life. But do you know where you can find them? Polypeptides are found as proteins like keratin in hair and nails, casein in milk, and hemoglobin in the blood. See how important they are?
Love those peptides.
And to be specific, peptides are amino acids that are strung together by peptide bonds in chains of less than 40 amino acids. One of our favorite peptides is BPC 157. It stands for body preservation compounds. And I could go on and on about this particular peptide in clinical practice. Wound healing. It has done so much for gastric ulcers and dyspepsia, stomach upset, ligament and tendon repair. The list of properties for BPC 157 goes on and on. I even use it pre-op in individuals who are going for knee surgeries that need to optimize their wound healing time. Who wants to spend 3 months down with a knee when they can shorten that length of time? It decreases inflammation. It aids in the production of nitric oxide. And boy, nitric oxide is necessary for the health of the blood vessels. When nitric oxide production goes down, here comes that thing called vascular disease, heart disease, or also known as atherosclerosis. And digestive improvement. How many people are on PPIs out there, proton pump inhibitors, when we could actually benefit from body preservation compound, which is actually formed in gastric juice. And as we age, the production of BPC actually goes down.
It's amazing. We call this peptide the healing peptide. And so, I think it's fair to say that we believe this can be used all the time. We've looked at all kinds of data. People have asked the question, can I use this all the time? Yes. Should I use this all the time? Yes. Is there any negatives? No. We haven't found anything negative with this. It has good cardiovascular protection. It has good all over brain protection. It has good healing protection. The reason it helps so much with digestive function, and we talked about this in the energy module a while back, is it helps seal those tight junctions so we don't get leaky gut, leading to autoimmune conditions and upregulation of inflammation. So this is a big time important peptide, and we believe that everybody should be using this peptide as a routine. And we've seen many people, as Dr. Michelle said, pre-surgery start taking it and recover in a way that's astounding to the operating physician.
Yeah, decreasing inflammation, decreasing pain, and improving healing time.
Coming up is the one, the only Kirk Elliot. You don't want to miss this, because we're going to talk about the housing market and the increased prices. Oh my. Stay tuned. Well, that's like a marriage made in hell, isn't it? You know, like I look at the Food and Drug Administration and think, what do they have in common? You know, Hippocrates, did he say, let drugs be thy medicine, or what did he say?
He said, let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food.
Oh my gosh.
So therefore, the most important medical decision that you make every single day is at the end of your fork. We call it fork curls.
Going on in the Functional Medical Institute laboratory. Not only do we have the greatest science experiment of all time, which is trying to heal the human body with God's guidance, but we also have public displays of affection between Dr. Michelle and I. Yes, I will slap her butt right there in the clinic, and I will kiss her around the lips. It's awesome, and I think it's amazing. So we're talking about the housing
You're blushing.
market. I don't know how I got off on kissing my bride in the idea of the Functional Medical Institute laboratory, but it's important that you have a safe haven. And a safe haven means a safe home. And you can't buy a home if you don't understand the housing market the way it is. Yeah, real estate. And the climate we live in right now is very important. So part of our function here within FurtherMore TV is to take you a little bit further with your knowledge about finances so you can find some financial freedom. So guess what? It's that time for a Kirk Elliot conversation. Check this out.
All right, we're back. Kirk, man, you have been a breath of fresh air and a breath of great, insightful, godly wisdom and information in the area of financial security, peace, and freedom. And I just appreciate that. Thank you for joining us again. Hey, let's talk real estate.
Okay, great topic, because it's been booming for decades, right? But it's not anymore. Real estate is a function of interest rates almost exclusively. Well, interest rates and jobs. People have to be working to afford them, but once they can afford them, they finance them. Hardly anybody pays cash for houses. So what's happened to interest rates over the last 5 months? Well, up a quarter, up a half, up 3/4, up 3/4, up 3/4, because of the inflation figures that came out mid-October, when the Fed meets again in November, up another 3/4 of a point. It has to, because the inflation is not slowing down. So what's happened? We have another 4 to 5 rate increases that the Fed has already said that they're going to do at the end of 2021. They said they were going to have 8 to 10. We've only had 5. So we're only halfway through this thing, and it's already having lasting negative effects, right? So real estate in Denver, Colorado, where I live, 3 months ago, if you wanted to buy a house, you better have found it within 24 to 48 hours of it being listed and offer $50,000 more than the asking price, or it wouldn't be your house, right? how much difference 3 months make in a rising interest rate world. Because now, so I play this little game with myself, right? So I go onto realtor.com, I pick out a couple houses, like we call it a $2 million one, a $1 million one, a half $500,000 one. And I just follow them because then they send you updates, right? And I want to see for research what's going on. Well, they're not selling. None of these 3 houses that I picked have actually sold yet. They're still pending on the market for 120 days. They keep lowering the price every 2 weeks. Well, they're going to have to, because interest rates are continuing to going up, and people's wages, like we talked about on a previous recording, inflation is going up, but wages are actually coming down. That's a even more of a multiple in horribleness, right? So I was looking at realtor.com headline, this is going to get ugly. Right? I mean, realtor.com is like one of the biggest cheerleaders for real estate on the planet, right? And they said it's going to get ugly. The rate increases, everything that's happening. We are expecting a housing market collapse, even if there's no recession. Okay, so this is the problem. So how bad has it gotten? So in last month, the number of new mortgage applications is down 14%. And we're talking about a 30-day span. The number of refinances being applied for is down 18% in the same time frame. But if you look at the first week in October of 2021, compare it to the first week in October of 2022, exactly 1 year, right? The number of people applying for mortgages for a new house is down 83%. 83%. See, and so many people have their money tied up in their homes and they think that that's their wealth, and it's starting to evaporate, right? So we could see, remember in 2009, we saw 30, 40, 50, 60% declines in housing markets across the country. That was just with a subprime lending bubble bursting. This is an everything bubble. It's a debt bubble with stocks, bonds, real estate, political chaos, geopolitical conflict, banking crisis. I mean, you name it, it's falling apart. So how do you protect and preserve yourself in these kind of environments? Real estate is a tangible asset, right? And I'm saying you invest into tangible assets to protect yourself from inflation. It's like, Kirk, you just contradicted yourself. You just said tangible assets and real estate's one of them. Yes, but it's a debt-based one because people can't pay cash for houses generally. They finance them. So that's the one tangible asset that doesn't fit this criteria because you have to borrow to get it. Tangible assets that you don't have to borrow for, that's just cash. Let's name a few: cars, groceries, gas, oil, gold, silver. Those are all things that go up with inflation that you don't actually have to finance to get. They go up with inflation. The easiest one to invest in there would be gold and silver. That's why we do it, because it's the best thing that you can do in times of inflation that I don't see stopping, Mark, anytime in the near future. So this is how you can have a smile on your face, protect and preserve, and thrive during these kind of times we're living in.
Man, these are great. And just to clarify one question, if a person can pay cash for a property, is that wisdom to do that?
If you're going to keep it for a while, sure. I mean, but if you have the cash to pay for a property, I would probably wait, because as interest rates go up, the value of those houses is going to come down. If you don't have to finance it, just wait, because it'll probably come down 20 or 30%. And that's savings, right? That you don't have to pay a higher price. People who have to finance it, they get it when they can get it, right? But if you have cash, you can have the luxury of patience. Just wait, and then you pay cash at a lower price, and you're actually multiplying your growth and wealth over time.
Love it, love it, love it. Well done, man. Thank you for everything, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
You bet.
Man, I love that. You know, it's always good information. You know, we here at FurtherMore, we want to get you information on physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, and governmental health. And it's all important because we, as we talked about at the top of the show, need more energy, but there's nothing that sucks the life and energy out of you
Like
so much
financial
as
debt.
Debt. Oh, it's crushing. So remember our 1,440 minutes a day we talked about last time we were with you? Spend your time wisely right here on Furthermore. Take it all in and bring it in. Next time, we're going to talk about
The keys to accountability.
Whoa, she's my accountability partner.
And he's my accountability partner. Everybody needs an accountability partner so that time doesn't go ticking away and get wasted.
Time for accountability starts right now. And we're going to encourage you to use that time wisely, to go back and listen to this show again, because the information here is life-changing. We love you guys. We'll see you next time, right here on Furthermore. See you later.
Yeah.
I was trying to buy Laura Trump a gift for her birthday.
Uh-huh.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some inside connections I have.
Mhm.
I'm going to call Sherwood, and I'm going to order some Kingdom Fuel.
Well, in my hand, I have Kingdom Fuel, and not because, we simply invented this thing. It's because it actually does supply a need, Clay. It's organic pea protein, which is the least allergenic potential of all of them out there. It has a complete fiber complex, soluble and insoluble, complete vitamins and minerals,
Wow.
and complete greens and reds. So it truly is a home meal for just under $5 per serving.